A woman who is deeply attracted to you always does this in front of you. High-value men, modern Stoic. If you've ever wondered if a woman is truly captivated by you, there's a telling sign she unknowingly reveals when you're around. It's not in her words, but in her actions, the way she moves, the small, subconscious gestures that speak volumes. These subtle clues are more honest than anything she could say aloud. If you're not paying attention, you're missing the deeper truth of her feelings. But once you're aware of these signs, you'll recognize her true intentions without question. As the philosopher Seneca once said, "A friend to all is a friend to none." Similarly, a woman who is genuinely interested in you won't just be kind or polite. She'll show you in unique ways, distinguishing her behavior from others. These signs aren't just casual. They are reflections of attraction and respect. Stick with me, and let's explore how to recognize them, so you can confidently understand the deeper connections around you. 1. She maintains strong, prolonged eye contact. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her eyes speak volumes before her words ever do. Eye contact, an often overlooked but incredibly powerful form of non-verbal communication, has the capacity to convey emotions far more authentically than anything said aloud. It's not simply about a quick glance or casual stare. It's about connection, about truly seeing and being seen by the other person. When a woman locks eyes with you and her gaze lingers for that extra moment, it's not just curiosity. She's revealing something much deeper, an unspoken, powerful desire to connect with you on a more profound level. Prolonged eye contact isn't something most people can fake, because our eyes are inherently wired to reveal our emotions. It's an involuntary response, and when a woman feels an emotional draw towards you, she'll struggle to look away. This isn't just an act of politeness or a fleeting moment. It's as though she's physically and emotionally tethered to your gaze, compelled to engage with you. Even if she's not consciously aware of it, every second her eyes meet yours and hold, she's silently inviting you into a more intimate realm. This is a subtle yet powerful sign of attraction that high-value men, those who understand the importance of emotional intelligence, know to recognize and respond to. As Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic philosopher, once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injustice." In the same vein, high-value men don't need to chase or force connection. They recognize when a woman is silently offering them the opportunity for a deeper bond. A woman's eyes will tell you more about her feelings than any words could ever express, and it's up to you to interpret that silent invitation. The next time you find yourself in the presence of a woman who lingers in her gaze, understand that this is not just a casual look. It's a clear signal of emotional investment. You don't have to rush or overthink. Just be present and let your own emotional intelligence guide you. If you found this insight valuable, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe for more wisdom. Comment to remember, the eyes are the windows to the soul. 2. Her body language opens up. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her body language speaks volumes, often more than her words ever could. High-value men understand that paying attention to the subtleties of body language can reveal the truth of someone's feelings, whether they realize it or not. Attraction manifests in the smallest, seemingly insignificant details of a woman's posture and movements. If she's leaning toward you while you're speaking, aligning her body toward yours, or even mirroring your movements, you're witnessing clear signs of interest. These are not accidental gestures. They are signals her subconscious sends out when she feels drawn to you. A woman who is genuinely attracted will subconsciously open herself up to you, revealing her true emotions. Her arms will uncross, her shoulders will relax, and her body will face you directly. She will instinctively find ways to close the physical gap between you, moving her chair closer, leaning in when you talk, or positioning herself within your space, subtly signaling that she wants to be near you. These are not just signs of attraction. They are the signals of someone who values your presence and wants to deepen the connection. As a modern Stoic man, it's essential to be attuned to these signals, because they can help you gauge a woman's feelings without the need for direct confrontation or words. By understanding her body language, you can respond appropriately, building rapport and trust without forcing the issue. Remember, high-value men do not chase. They attract. They stand firm in their presence, exude confidence, and let their actions and demeanor speak louder than words. So when you notice these signs, when her body opens up to you, recognize that this is the time to lean into the connection, to maintain your composure, and to engage with her in a way that reflects the strength and wisdom of a high-value man. 3. She laughs easily at your jokes. When a woman laughs easily at your jokes, even the silliest ones, you're witnessing more than just her sense of humor. You're witnessing attraction in its purest form. Humor is a potent tool for connection, and when a woman laughs more freely around you, it's a sign that she's feeling something deeper. It's not merely about the joke, it's about the atmosphere you've created. She feels at ease with you, safe in your presence, and drawn to your energy. In fact, as the great philosopher Aristotle once said, the most beautiful experience we can have is the mysterious. This holds true in attraction as well. A woman who laughs at your jokes isn't just reacting to humor. She's revealing her vulnerability. She's lowering her defenses, allowing herself to be present and open in the moment with you. This isn't just a superficial act. It's a powerful signal that she values your company and feels a natural connection to you. In today's world, where so many hide behind walls and wear masks, a woman who shows genuine enjoyment of your presence is revealing that she is emotionally available. In relationships, as in life, vulnerability is strength. It takes confidence and emotional maturity to allow oneself to be fully present and open with another person. High-value men understand this. They recognize that attraction goes beyond the surface, beyond the fleeting moments of charm. It's about creating an environment where both partners feel secure, free from judgment, and free to laugh, to live, and to love. By laughing easily, she is also signaling that she trusts you. Trust is the foundation of all meaningful connections. In a world that often prizes surface-level interactions, building trust is something that separates the strong from the weak. She's allowing you into her emotional space, and in return, you must protect it, cherish it, and recognize the power in that openness. As a modern Stoic, your strength lies in your ability to remain composed and grounded, even in the face of deep attraction. Don't let emotions or insecurities control you. Instead, use your calm and your presence as a way to lead with integrity and genuine connection. When you notice this, don't ignore it. Use it. Build upon the trust and connection that her laughter represents. It's an opportunity for you to deepen your relationship, to show her the value of her vulnerability by being strong, composed, and present. Like and comment if you agree that a man's ability to remain grounded while connecting with someone's deeper self is the true mark of a high-value individual. The world is waiting for men who understand and embody this. Are you ready to be one of them? 4. She finds ways to touch you. When a woman is deeply drawn to you, one of the first ways she will communicate her attraction is through subtle touches. These aren't just random gestures. They are calculated, primal signals of interest that can't be faked. A slight brush of her hand against yours, the soft tap on your arm as she emphasizes a point, or the unconscious act of standing closer to you than what's necessary. These casual touches speak volumes. In a world where words are often overused and can be deceiving, touch cuts through the noise. It's pure, instinctive, and honest. It's as if her body is silently speaking to yours, testing the waters, gauging your reaction, and signaling her comfort level with physical closeness. For high-value men, it's essential to understand that these touches are not mere coincidences. They are deliberate actions that show a woman feels safe, attracted, and confident around you. It's an indication that she wants to connect with you on a deeper level, without the need for elaborate or overt expressions. When she touches you, she's saying, "I trust you. I'm drawn to you." In modern life, where communication is often filtered through digital screens and social norms, these small, genuine actions are more meaningful than ever. Men who are aware of these signals can build stronger connections, as they don't just look at what is said, but pay attention to what is being communicated through body language. As a man who understands Stoic philosophy, you recognize that true value lies in being present, in embracing those subtle cues without overreacting or misinterpreting them. High-value men don't just wait for the touch, they observe it, appreciate it, and respond in a way that shows their own confidence and emotional control. The Stoic approach teaches us to stay grounded and not be swept away by emotions, especially in such moments, allowing us to appreciate the gesture without making it the center of our attention. Touch is powerful, but it's also a sign of mutual respect and understanding in any relationship. So, when she touches you in these small ways, know that it's not just a casual act, it's an invitation to deepen the connection, a silent affirmation that she sees value in you. Respond with the calm strength of a high-value man, acknowledging the moment without force, allowing the attraction to grow naturally and with grace. If you found this valuable, like, comment below, and share it with someone who could benefit. Don't forget to subscribe. Comment to remember. High-value men notice the subtle touches. 5. She asks thoughtful, personal questions. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, one of the most telling signs is her desire to connect with you on a level that transcends mere surface conversation. She won't settle for mundane small talk or the typical, "How was your day?" Instead, she will seek to understand the essence of who you are. She will ask you thoughtful, personal questions, ones that dig beneath the surface. What drives you? What are your passions, your dreams, your deepest desires? She wants to understand the story behind the man, not just the image you present. This is not by chance. It's her way of forging a deeper bond, one that goes beyond mere physical attraction, aiming for a profound connection. It's a powerful signal that she is not just passing time with you, but is genuinely interested in the person you are. As the great philosopher Aristotle said, knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. When she asks these questions, she's not only showing interest in you, but also letting you know that she sees you as more than just a fleeting moment in her life. She sees potential, depth, and something far more significant. And here's the thing. High-value men understand this. They know that their worth isn't measured by fleeting attention, but by the quality of connections they build. This isn't a man who chases attention or seeks validation from every woman he meets. He's someone who stands strong in his own value, knowing that a woman who is truly interested will seek to know him at a deeper level. It's a mark of confidence, of self-assurance, and of strength. Don't mistake her thoughtful questions for idle curiosity. They are a clear indication of a woman who is deeply invested in understanding who you are, not just what you look like or what you can offer in a shallow sense. When you realize this, you step into your power. You understand that you are the prize, and a woman who is genuinely interested will invest her time in exploring the depths of your soul. So if you're a high-value man, take a moment to appreciate the power of these conversations. They are not just interactions, they are opportunities to build a connection that will stand the test of time. And remember, real value lies in those who truly see and understand you, not those who settle for the surface. If you recognize this dynamic, say it aloud. I am the prize and I know my worth. Don't let shallow connections define you. Embrace the depth and authenticity that high-value relationships offer. This is how you master relationships and how you truly attract someone who will stay. Like, comment, and subscribe for more insights on mastering relationships with Stoic wisdom. 6. She plays with her appearance when around you. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, her actions may seem subtle, but are full of meaning. One of the most telling signs is how she plays with her appearance when you're around. At first glance, you might think that her fixing her hair or adjusting her clothes is nothing more than a casual habit. But when it's done in your presence, it's often much more. These actions go beyond vanity. They reveal a deeper truth. She is consciously aware of how you perceive her. When she runs her fingers through her hair, adjusts her jewelry, or catches her reflection in her phone screen, she's silently communicating that she cares deeply about making a positive impression on you. It's not about seeking attention for the sake of vanity, it's about attraction. As the famous philosopher Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Similarly, her gestures speak volumes about her inner desires and emotions. When a high-value man is in her presence, she wants to present the best version of herself, constantly striving to appear her most confident and graceful. It's an instinctive behavior, driven by the desire to be seen as worthy in the eyes of someone she holds in high regard. These actions might seem like small gestures, but they reflect her feelings and her unconscious desire to forge a connection with you. Pay attention to these moments. They reveal more than just a woman's appearance. They speak to the deeper, powerful undercurrent of her attraction. So the next time you notice her adjusting her look around you, remember, it's a sign that you're not just another face in the crowd to her. You've made an impact, and she's doing everything she can to make sure that impact is one that leaves a lasting impression. What do you think about this subtle yet powerful attraction? Share your thoughts in the comments below. 7. She becomes nervous or fidgety around you. When a woman is deeply attracted to you, even if she's typically calm and self-assured, you'll start to notice subtle signs that speak volumes about her emotions. She may become a little fidgety or nervous when you're around. It's not because she's uncomfortable in your presence, but because she's experiencing heightened emotions that are tough to control. You might catch her adjusting her clothing, playing with her hands, or shifting in her seat more than usual. These small movements are signs of a powerful internal tug-of-war, a mix of wanting to impress you and not always knowing the right way to express her feelings. It's the same kind of nervous energy we've all felt when we're trying to make a good impression or say something important, yet unsure if we're getting it right. She might stumble over her words, blush, or appear slightly different from the confident, composed person you usually see. It's in these moments that her vulnerability shows. What may seem like awkwardness or self-consciousness is actually her way of letting you know that you matter to her. In fact, it's often a clear sign that she is emotionally invested in how she is perceived by you. So when you notice these behaviors, understand that they reveal the impact you have on her. She's not only aware of you, but deeply cares about the impression she's making. This is a modern reflection of a timeless dynamic in relationships, showing that attraction isn't always loud or overt, but can be deeply felt in the quiet, subtle actions of someone who truly values you. If you're a high-value man, recognize these signs and don't take them as anything less than the acknowledgement of your presence and the genuine interest that lies beneath them. By understanding these cues, you can better navigate the complexities of human attraction and build a deeper, more meaningful connection. 8. She makes an effort to be around you more often. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you on a deep, emotional level, one of the most telling signs is how often she deliberately places herself in your orbit, almost like gravity pulling her closer to your world. She doesn't just stumble into your life by chance. She finds ways to be near you, subtly yet consistently. She may linger after a group event when everyone else has left, as if hoping for a moment alone with you. She might ask for your help with things she could easily handle herself, not because she needs assistance, but because she values your presence and wants to create moments of connection. Or perhaps she begins to accidentally show up in the same places as you, be it your favourite coffee shop, the gym you frequent, or even events you casually mentioned in passing. These are not coincidences, they're quiet declarations of interest. As the ancient Stoics taught, we are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality. Srenia. In this context, a high-value modern Stoic man does not jump to conclusions, but he observes with calm clarity. He recognizes patterns and understands human behavior without emotional impulsiveness. So when you begin to notice her presence increasing, don't dismiss it or overanalyze. Just acknowledge that energy doesn't lie. Attraction always reveals itself in action. Use this insight to evaluate her sincerity, and if you're also interested, mirror that energy with dignity, not desperation. Real relationships are built on mutual effort, and her actions are a sign she's willing to take the first steps. High-value men, remember, confidence isn't about chasing, it's about recognizing your worth and responding with intention. As the philosopher Epictetus once said, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." So ask yourself, are you the kind of man she's drawn to because of your steady, grounded presence? Or are you still working toward becoming him? Either way, stay composed, stay wise, and if you've noticed a woman consistently making an effort to be around you, drop a comment below and share your experience. Your story could help another man recognize the same sign in his life. Alright, my friend, if you found this video valuable and you're ready to elevate your understanding of attraction, hit that like button, share it with others, and don't forget to subscribe for more high-value insights. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Do you agree with the signs I mentioned, or is there something you'd like to add? Feel free to drop your feedback or any questions in the comments below. Let's keep this conversation going. Stay sharp, stay calm, and remember, applying Stoic wisdom in your life can make all the difference. I'll see you in the next one. If a woman is attracted to you, she will flirt with you like this. Stoicism, modern stoic. Love is not about possession, it's about appreciation. Osho. Have you ever caught yourself thinking, does she like me? You're not alone. It's a familiar thought, but one that often leaves us in a sea of uncertainty. The signs that a woman might be attracted to you can seem like a mystery, no matter how much advice you've read or how many books you've sifted through. The truth is, figuring out if a woman is flirting with you doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, through the lens of Stoicism, the clarity you seek can be found in the simplest truths. Forget about second-guessing and endless mind games. We'll cut through the noise and reveal how you can confidently read the signals she's sending without falling into overthinking. In this video, I'm going to show you how to interpret these signs using the Stoic principles of clarity and patience. The world doesn't need to be confusing if you approach it with the right mindset. By the end, you'll understand how to decode her gestures with precision and confidence. Before we jump in, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more insightful content. Stick with us through the end. Each of these points will bring you closer to understanding the real signs of attraction that you may have missed before. Let's dive in. Number 1. Physical touch. When a woman is drawn to you, one of the most telling signs is her physical touch. This is not some random occurrence or coincidence. It's an instinctive, purposeful action aimed at creating a deeper bond. Women, when attracted to someone, often find subtle ways to initiate touch, signaling their interest without saying a word. This could be something as simple as a light brush of her hand on your arm or a brief touch on your shoulder during a conversation. At first glance, it might seem like a casual gesture, but in reality, it's a clear sign that she's comfortable around you and wants to establish a closer connection. For example, imagine sharing a laugh over a joke, and as the laughter fades, she casually taps your arm or even playfully punches your stomach. While these might seem like harmless, light-hearted actions, they're far more significant than they appear. Such touches are deeply rooted in psychological instincts and are not just flirtations, they are signals of connection and attraction. You see, physical touch has an undeniable impact on human relationships. It's not simply about contact, it's about the meaning behind it. When someone touches you, it triggers the release of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. This hormone plays a critical role in the formation of trust and attachment, not just between mothers and their children, but also between romantic partners. So, when a woman touches you, it's likely that she is not only expressing comfort, but also a desire for a deeper emotional connection. Let's think of more instances where this might happen. Maybe she brushes her hand against yours, in what seems like an accident when reaching for something at the same time, or perhaps when sitting next to each other, she leans in a little closer than necessary or touches your leg. These seemingly insignificant actions often speak louder than words, but how should you respond to these signals, especially from a Stoic perspective? Stoicism teaches us the importance of maintaining composure and wisdom in the face of emotions. When a woman touches you and you feel a surge of excitement or happiness because you, too, might be attracted to her, it's natural to feel that emotional rush. However, the Stoic mindset encourages us to approach these moments with rationality, understanding the intent behind her touch while not letting our emotions cloud our judgment. The goal is not to react impulsively, but to recognize the significance of these gestures, keeping a calm and balanced perspective. In such moments, take a step back and reflect on what her actions mean. If you feel the same way, responding with warmth and reciprocating that subtle touch can further strengthen your connection. But if you don't feel the same, remember that handling the situation with kindness, respect, and clear communication is vital. Stoicism teaches us that all actions should be based on wisdom and moderation. Whether the touch is a signal of mutual interest or simply a friendly gesture, understanding its significance allows us to navigate these situations with grace and respect. Next time you encounter such moments, instead of letting your emotions take control, consider the deeper message behind her actions. Recognize the power of touch in forming human connections, and let that awareness guide your response, whether it's one of reciprocation or respectful distance. As the Stoics say, it is not events themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. So keep your mind clear and let each interaction unfold with wisdom and understanding. What's your experience with these kinds of signals? Don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Comment to remember. Touch speaks louder than words. Number 2. Night and morning texts. When a woman sends you a message to start or end her day, it's far more meaningful than just a simple routine exchange. These texts, whether it's a cheerful "good morning," "hope you have an amazing day," or a sweet "good night, sleep tight," speak volumes about how she feels about you. The key isn't in the content of the message itself, but in the consistency and intent behind it. It shows that you are on her mind during the moments when life tends to be most mundane, the beginning and end of the day. These messages reflect care and affection, signaling that she's thinking about you, even in the midst of her busy routine. Now, think about this. When you're dating someone, and no matter what happened throughout the day, you receive a warm message from her in the morning and another before bed, wishing you well. Perhaps, after a date, she texts to make sure you made it home safely, or she might check in the next morning to ask if you had a good night's sleep. These aren't just polite pleasantries. They're subtle indicators of genuine concern and a deeper emotional investment. In Stoicism, the wisdom we cultivate isn't just about reacting to what's directly in front of us, but about reading between the lines, understanding the motives behind actions, and discerning the true nature of a situation. This is precisely what makes her morning and night texts so significant. They are more than just well wishes. They are small but profound gestures that communicate care and interest without saying it outright. She's subtly expressing that you matter to her, that she thinks of you when you're apart, and that she wants to stay emotionally connected. For the modern Stoic, this is a powerful reminder to look beyond the surface and recognize the deeper meaning behind everyday actions. It's an invitation to reflect on how this attention makes you feel and how you might respond in a way that is equally thoughtful and considerate. By taking a moment to acknowledge the sentiment behind these texts, you honor her feelings and reinforce the emotional bond between you. This is a form of flirting that is tender yet powerful, a way for her to entwine her thoughts and affection into the rhythm of your daily life. These small, routine messages weave her presence into your day, showing that she values your well-being and seeks to be a consistent part of your life. In a world where distractions are plentiful and people are often consumed with their own agendas, these texts are a rare and precious form of connection. For someone practicing Stoicism, recognizing this is a form of emotional intelligence. It's not just about receiving the message, but about understanding its deeper context. When she reaches out like this, take a moment to reflect on what it signifies: her desire to maintain a connection with you, her warmth, and her genuine interest in your life. This is a chance to respond thoughtfully, not just out of politeness, but with intention and gratitude. When you receive such a message, don't rush through it. Recognize that it's a sign of care, and take a moment to appreciate it. Respond with kindness and thoughtfulness, strengthening the bond between you. Just as Stoicism teaches us to observe and consider our emotions and reactions carefully, you can use these moments to deepen your connection, not just with her, but with your own ability to be present and thoughtful. So, the next time you get a morning or night text, pause and reflect. It's not just a message, it's a sign that someone values you, and it's an opportunity to show that you value them in return. This simple, consistent exchange is a foundation for something deeper, a connection that, with time and care, could blossom into something truly meaningful. Comment to remember: small gestures, big meaning. Number 3. Countless compliments. When a woman is genuinely attracted to you, she won't simply give you a compliment out of courtesy. No, it's a strategy, a subtle act of flirtation designed to pique your interest and show admiration. It's more than just an exchange of pleasantries. It's a calculated effort to create a deeper connection, a bridge of emotional understanding. Compliments from her, especially when they go beyond just your physical appearance, are a clear sign of her attraction. She'll praise your intelligence, your sense of humor, your ability to handle stressful situations. These compliments aren't idle words. They are an invitation to see the man she admires, and they serve as a powerful tool to create emotional intimacy. Imagine this: you nail a big presentation at work, and she turns to you with a smile, saying, "You have such a way with words, it's truly impressive." Or you're at a casual gathering, and she says, "You make everyone feel so at ease. You're an amazing person to be around." These aren't just casual statements. They are indicators of her deeper feelings toward you, affirmations of her respect and admiration. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Compliments, like all external affirmations, must be taken with equanimity. Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed or consumed by external praise, but to remain grounded, aware of our emotions, and careful not to let compliments cloud our judgment. They are simply signals of appreciation, and while they should be acknowledged, they shouldn't be the sole source of validation. Understand why these compliments matter. They are gestures of emotional investment, direct expressions of admiration and interest. When a woman compliments you, she is not merely making an observation. She is communicating on a deeper, more personal level. In a world where superficial interactions are all too common, compliments have the power to unlock the door to meaningful connection. But be mindful, for this is also where you can apply the Stoic principles of self-control. Don't allow flattery to dictate your actions or inflate your ego. Instead, respond with grace and mindfulness, recognizing the intent behind the words, appreciating the person for the depth they offer. You, as a Stoic man, can maintain your composure and clarity even when emotions are stirred by flattering remarks. Remember, the true strength lies in your ability to remain unaffected by external praise or criticism. That's what separates the modern Stoic man from the crowd. So the next time a woman compliments you, take a moment, pause, recognize it for what it is, a genuine sign of her attraction, and respond with calm confidence. Be aware of the underlying emotions at play. Compliments are her way of opening the door to something deeper, of saying, "I see you, and I appreciate you." And don't forget, this is not just about receiving praise. It's about being aware of the power of these words and how you can turn them into a gateway for connection. When you learn to respond with Stoic wisdom, balanced, calm, and self-assured, you become a man who not only understands the language of attraction, but masters it. Embrace this. and watch how your life and relationships transform, like attracts like, and when you hold yourself with the strength of a Stoic, you'll naturally draw admiration and respect from those around you. What we achieve inwardly will change outer reality, said Plutarch, and with every compliment, remember, what you choose to feel and how you choose to respond is what truly defines you. Embrace this understanding, and never again will you see compliments as mere words. They will be tools for connection, admiration, and even love. Strength is in how you respond, not the praise you get. Comment that sentence below to remind yourself and others of the Stoic way to handle attraction with grace and confidence. Number 4. Intense eye contact. In the intricate dance of human interaction, there is one subtle but powerful gesture that often speaks louder than words: intense eye contact. It's a moment when someone's gaze lingers on yours just a little longer than expected, and you can't help but wonder if it holds deeper meaning. In the context of attraction, this silent exchange can carry a wealth of unspoken messages. From a Stoic perspective, we are taught to observe impressions and to respond with a balanced mind, detaching from impulsive reactions and instead seeking reasoned understanding. So, let's dive into the often overlooked yet profound nature of intense eye contact, especially when it comes from a woman who may be subtly signaling her attraction. When a woman locks eyes with you in a manner that seems purposeful, it is no mere coincidence. This is an important non-verbal cue that should not be dismissed lightly. Eye contact, particularly when prolonged, is often a sign of interest and is one of the clearest indicators that she may find you appealing. Picture yourself in a bustling social gathering, surrounded by noise and movement, and amidst it all, you catch her gaze. Her eyes don't just glance at you, they stay with you, long enough to make you take notice. This, my friends, is not an accident. It is an invitation. Eye contact in such instances serves as a form of flirting, a message sent without uttering a single word, a direct path from her heart to yours. It's an ancient form of communication, recognized by cultures throughout history as a sign of affection, interest, and even intimacy. As a Stoic, the wisdom here is not to react impulsively, but to recognize this moment with clarity and composure. You may be tempted to feel anxious or overwhelmed, but remember, Stoicism teaches us to be the master of our emotions, not their servant. Take a deep breath and assess the situation with a clear mind. Think about how often, in everyday life, such moments occur. Perhaps you're seated at a cafe, engrossed in a book, when you look up and find her eyes fixed on you. The connection is instant, yet you remain calm, responding not with rash excitement, but with composed acknowledgement. Alternatively, you could be at a social event, moving through the crowd, and when your eyes meet hers, she smiles, an unmistakable sign that her interest is genuine. These are not random occurrences. These are moments of profound meaning, where silent signals are exchanged, paving the way for potential connection. Historically, eye contact has always been a powerful form of non-verbal communication. It has been used for centuries as a silent declaration of interest, affection, and intimacy. Even without words, it speaks volumes. In fact, studies show that humans are biologically wired to interpret eye contact as an indicator of intimacy and connection. As a Stoic, you understand that such moments are impressions, indicators of something that deserves thoughtful consideration. When you experience this type of eye contact, the wise response is to engage with it calmly, not to jump to conclusions or rush into action. Rather than immediately letting your emotions dictate your actions, allow your wisdom to guide you. This is where the true strength of Stoicism lies, the ability to stay calm, collected, and rational, even in the face of potentially stirring emotions. This subtle form of flirting, eye contact, is an opportunity for growth, connection, and engagement. It's her way of telling you she might be interested in a deeper connection, a chance to know you better. As you practice Stoicism, you recognize that such moments offer an opportunity to engage not only with your own emotions, but with the deeper potential of the situation. It's about finding that balance between emotion and reason, seizing the moment for connection while maintaining your equanimity. To quote the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." In the same way, real connection does not come from seeking it out with desperation, but from responding to it with wisdom and poise. So the next time you find yourself caught in a meaningful gaze, don't rush. Take a moment, breathe, and assess the opportunity for what it is, a chance for connection, not just with her, but with your own strength of character. Remember, the true power lies in your response, not in the initial stimulus. Let your actions reflect not just your emotions, but the calm wisdom of a Stoic man. If you've experienced moments like this, share your thoughts with us in the comments. How did you respond? What was your take on that intense eye contact? Let's discuss how we can all better understand and navigate these subtle signals with wisdom and grace. Number 5. Laughter and smiles. When a woman is attracted to you, her body language reveals everything. Pay attention to her smile. If it's radiant and deepens when your eyes meet, she's genuinely engaged. Laughter is another powerful indicator. If she laughs more than the joke warrants, it's a sign that she enjoys your company and feels a connection. Her laughter isn't just polite, it's a physical response to your presence and humour. The blush that accompanies her smile shows excitement and attraction, real, unguarded emotions. In Stoicism, we observe these signs with clarity and wisdom, recognize these moments, understand their significance, and respond confidently. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." Don't miss the opportunity to connect meaningfully. Each smile, each laugh is a chance to strengthen your bond. Embrace it with the authority of a man who understands the power of connection. As we conclude our exploration today, I hope you found our discussion on Stoicism and the subtle signs that a woman might be attracted to you both enlightening and useful. Remember, approaching relationships with clarity and simplicity, as we discussed, can make understanding those around you a lot easier and less stressful. Stoicism teaches us that knowing yourself and remaining steady in your actions is the key to attracting the right energy. Now, as you move forward, keep this in mind. When someone is genuinely interested, they will show it in small yet meaningful ways. Pay attention to the signs and respond with calm confidence. Don't rush or overthink. Let things unfold naturally. Before you go, I'd like to extend a heartfelt thanks for watching and for your continued support. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any future content. We're always eager to hear from you, so don't hesitate to leave a comment below with your thoughts, experiences, or even questions about today's topic. Engaging with your comments is one of the highlights of what we do, and we love crafting content that resonates with your life and experiences. And don't forget to check out the suggested video popping up on your screen right now. It's a perfect follow-up to what we've discussed today, and I think you'll find it incredibly insightful. Thank you for spending part of your day with us. Your support is immensely appreciated, and we look forward to bringing more interesting, thoughtful, and inspiring videos your way. See you in the next video. If she tells you these 9 things, leave her immediately. Stoicism, modern stoic. The complexities of a woman's mind are often fascinating, drawing many men into a journey of understanding that goes beyond surface-level attraction. It's not just about deciphering their words, but about noticing the subtle actions and expressions they give. Each conversation, each moment, offers a window into their world. However, the key to navigating any relationship lies in wisdom, especially when it comes to knowing which signs to heed and which ones to avoid. As men, you need to be observant. A woman's words and actions can reveal a lot about her true feelings, and some of those revelations may not be what you expect. Not every comment or behaviour is an indication of love, and some signals should make you pause, reflect, and possibly reconsider your next move. In the world of modern Stoicism, it's vital to maintain control over your emotions and decisions, ensuring that your investment in a relationship is wise and will lead to the most fulfilling outcome. In today's video, we're going to break down 10 specific things that, when heard from a woman, might indicate it's time to step back and reevaluate the relationship. These aren't just casual remarks. These are potential red flags that can have a significant impact on the future of your relationship and your emotional well-being. Remember, this isn't about rushing to conclusions, but about making thoughtful choices that align with your core values and long-term happiness. By applying Stoic principles, you can learn to stay calm, observe, and assess with clarity, ensuring that your relationships are founded on mutual respect and meaningful connection. Before we dive into these 10 crucial statements, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Each of these points is designed to help you make better decisions, and they might reveal insights that change how you approach love and relationships. Let's explore what those words are and why they matter. Number 1. It's your fault. In relationships, one of the most significant red flags many men tend to overlook is when a woman continually refuses to take responsibility for her actions and consistently blames her partner instead. This behavior is not just an occasional mistake or misunderstanding, but rather a deeply ingrained pattern that can severely affect the dynamics of the relationship. When you make a mistake, she may expect you to grovel for forgiveness, regardless of how minor the issue is. Yet, when she makes a mistake or behaves poorly, the blame shifts to you, and she refuses to acknowledge her own fault. This creates an unhealthy imbalance where she avoids taking accountability, leading to a toxic cycle of deflection and blame. The words of the Stoic philosopher Epictetus ring true here. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This reminds us that the key to resolving conflict is not just in the situation itself, but in how we respond and take ownership of our actions. In healthy relationships, both partners must be willing to admit their mistakes, apologize sincerely, and work together toward growth and resolution. If one partner refuses to do so, it creates an environment where trust and respect are undermined. By constantly minimizing her own faults while highlighting yours, she builds a toxic dynamic that fosters resentment and disconnection. Relationships thrive on mutual respect, open communication, and shared responsibility. Without these elements, the foundation of the relationship becomes unstable. Therefore, if you find yourself in a relationship where your partner is consistently avoiding responsibility for her mistakes, it's important to assess whether the relationship is healthy or if it's holding you back from growth. As difficult as it may seem, sometimes ending such a relationship is the best decision, allowing you to open the door to more fulfilling and balanced connections. Take a moment to reflect on your relationship. Is there balance, respect, and mutual accountability? Or is blame and avoidance taking over? Your emotional well-being matters. Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue this conversation. Number 2. I'm busy right now. When a woman repeatedly says, "I'm busy right now," it can leave you questioning the sincerity of her commitment. As men, we understand the demands of daily life, from the grind of a 9-to-5 job to the multitude of responsibilities that come with it. Yet, despite these obligations, we still manage to make time for the people who matter most to us, our family, our friends, and those who are important in our lives. This balancing act speaks volumes about our priorities and our ability to manage the chaos of life. The Stoic philosopher Seneca wisely said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." This profound insight challenges us to recognize that our fears and anxieties often amplify the difficulties we face, making them seem far worse than they truly are. It is a reminder to step back and examine situations rationally without letting fear or negative assumptions dictate our perceptions. When your partner repeatedly claims to be too busy or unavailable, it may be time to assess the situation with the same clarity Seneca encourages. While work is important, it should never overshadow a healthy relationship. If a partner continually prioritizes their commitments over spending quality time with you, it could signal a deeper issue. True love and respect require consistent effort, communication, and a willingness to make time for one another, even in the midst of a demanding schedule. Relationships are built on trust and mutual care, and if you find that she's constantly making excuses about being too busy, it's a sign that the balance between her priorities and your relationship may be out of alignment. Life is about balance, but no matter how busy one gets, genuine effort in maintaining a connection should never be compromised. In modern life, this means setting aside time for each other amidst the hustle and bustle, ensuring that neither person feels neglected or dismissed. A healthy relationship demands that both parties prioritize each other's needs, and if she is unwilling to do that, it might be time to reconsider whether this relationship is fulfilling your emotional needs. Always remember that true connection isn't just about being physically present. It's about being emotionally available, and that's something worth fighting for. If this resonated with you, comment below and share it with someone who needs to hear this. Don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Comment to remember. True connection requires effort, not excuses. Number 3. My ex used to do that. In a relationship, there are few things more troubling than when your partner constantly brings up their ex. This is not just a harmless comment. It's a silent alarm ringing, signaling potential problems. Imagine you're shopping together and out of nowhere she says, "My ex had great taste in clothes. He would have loved this outfit." It may seem innocent on the surface, but underneath it, there's a deeper issue. Comparison. Constantly bringing up an ex, no matter the context, puts you in a position where you're unfairly compared to a past version of their life, and that can leave you feeling inadequate, insecure, and unsure about your place in their heart. This isn't just about feeling bad. It's about the very foundation of a healthy relationship being shaken. In the wisdom of Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, we are reminded to make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. You cannot control the past or the lingering effects it has on your partner. What you can control, however, is how you respond to such behavior. You must not tolerate being reduced to a comparison game. Your value and presence should stand on their own. When she continually refers to her ex, it suggests that she hasn't fully moved on, and you're left wondering if you're merely a distraction, a temporary fix for unresolved emotions. This is not the foundation of a real, thriving relationship. You deserve to be with someone who chooses you, not because they're trying to move on from the past, but because they see your value in the present. Your emotional well-being is too important to be caught in this toxic cycle. Understand this. When she speaks of her ex, it's not a minor slip-up. It's a signal that she might still be emotionally attached, and as a result, you might be nothing more than a rebound, and you deserve more. Stoic principles urge us to keep our focus on what we can control, and in this situation, you have the power to protect your mental and emotional health. Don't settle for a relationship that causes you unnecessary heartache. Take the necessary steps, whether that's having an open, honest conversation with your partner, or, if things don't change, walking away from what no longer serves you. Prioritize your happiness. Trust your instincts. Your peace and emotional health matter more than staying in a relationship where you're constantly made to feel second best. In the words of the great philosopher Marcus Aurelius, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Choose wisely, act decisively, and take control of your future. Don't be afraid to let go. If you see these signs, recognize them, and take charge of your destiny. Number 4. Pointing out flaws. In any healthy relationship, the foundation must be built on open, honest, and constructive communication. It's not just about being heard, but also about receiving feedback that nurtures your personal growth and pushes you to become the best version of yourself. A partner should inspire and motivate you, helping you to rise above challenges and evolve. This type of encouragement creates an environment of mutual respect and trust, where both individuals can thrive both as individuals and as a couple. On the other hand, if your partner consistently points out your flaws, belittles your aspirations, or undermines your confidence, it's a clear sign of toxicity. No one should feel diminished or invalidated in their own relationship. The ability to express your true self without fear of constant judgment or ridicule is fundamental in any partnership. When that space for authenticity is compromised, the relationship's integrity begins to falter. It's crucial to recognize these red flags before they erode the relationship further, especially if your self-esteem and sense of self-worth are being chipped away. If you're constantly criticized or made to feel inadequate, it might be time to seriously evaluate the dynamics of your relationship. A healthy relationship should be a safe space, a place where you feel encouraged, supported, and secure. The role of a partner isn't merely to offer companionship, but to actively contribute to your growth, help you build confidence, and nurture your sense of worth. This aligns deeply with Stoic philosophy, which teaches the importance of virtuous living and meaningful connections. As Seneca wisely stated, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." These words remind us that the essence of any strong relationship should be kindness, empathy, and encouragement. When you are surrounded by people who uplift and challenge you in a positive way, you align yourself with the core values of Stoicism, focusing on virtue, personal growth, and fostering relationships that bring out the best in you. In modern life, where challenges often test our resilience, having a partner who continually builds you up is essential. A relationship based on positive reinforcement and shared growth leads to long-term fulfillment. The emotional health of both partners should be nurtured, allowing both to evolve and face life's trials together. When you find yourself in a relationship where negativity consistently outweighs support, it's important to prioritize your well-being and reassess whether this partnership is helping you grow or holding you back. Your emotional well-being and personal growth should always be prioritized, because in the end, a fulfilling relationship is one that helps you both grow, love, and thrive together. And if you're ready to win over your dream girl, please comment "I'm ready to conquer" so we can move on to the next part. Number 5. It's always about her. As men, we often face the struggle of keeping our emotions in check, bottling up our feelings, and not sharing too much about our daily lives. This can lead to feelings of isolation, especially when we try to open up to our partners, only to be brushed off or ignored. Opening up to someone is a vulnerable act. It's like saying, "I trust you with my deepest thoughts and experiences." But when that trust is met with indifference, or when the conversation is quickly steered towards something trivial, it can feel like a punch to the gut. Picture this. You've just received a long-awaited promotion at work. You're filled with joy and pride, eager to share your triumph with your partner, hoping for a moment of shared excitement. But instead of celebrating your achievement, she steers the conversation toward the latest fashion trend or a new gadget. In that moment, it feels like she's saying, "Your accomplishment doesn't matter. Let's talk about what I'm interested in instead." This imbalance can have a significant negative impact on the relationship. It sends the message that one person's accomplishments and feelings are less important than the other's interests, however trivial they may be. A healthy relationship should involve mutual support and recognition of each other's successes. As Epictetus wisely put it, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This highlights the importance of listening and showing genuine interest in each other's lives. It's about caring, being present, and sharing in both the big and small moments together. A relationship rooted in Stoic wisdom emphasizes empathy and emotional support, creating an environment where both partners feel valued. Recognizing when your partner is being selfish or failing to provide emotional support is crucial for your mental and emotional well-being. Sometimes, this realization might prompt a heart-to-heart conversation to clear the air and realign expectations. At other times, it might require making a tough decision about whether this relationship can continue to meet your emotional needs. The key is to prioritize your happiness and fulfillment, ensuring that the relationship is built on mutual respect, care, and support. Remember, a relationship should be a partnership where both people grow and thrive, not just one person continually being overlooked. Number 6, I have no one else. When she says, I have no one else, be cautious. This phrase, often uttered by women seeking emotional support, may sound innocent, but it carries the weight of a dangerous mindset, one that places you in the role of a therapist or problem solver, a role that is not yours to own. As a man, your responsibility within the relationship is not to solve every problem or carry the emotional burden of your partner. You are her companion, her equal, not a savior. The mistake many men make is stepping into the role of the hero, the one who must always fix things, offer unwavering support, and carry the emotional load. But here's the truth. By doing so, you set a dangerous precedent, one where she begins to depend on you for emotional stability, turning the relationship into something toxic and unbalanced. You can't pour from an empty cup, as the famous quote goes. If you're constantly drained from carrying her emotional baggage, what's left for your own well-being? The reality is, what she truly needs is not a partner who plays the therapist, but a professional, a psychiatrist or counsellor who is trained to provide the mental health care she needs. You cannot fill that role, and trying to will only lead to resentment, frustration, and emotional burnout for you. The more you take on this burden, the more you enable her dependency. As Epictetus, the great Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This reminds us of the importance of self-awareness and knowing our boundaries. You must set the expectation that her mental health is not something for you to manage, it's her responsibility. Your focus must be on your own well-being, and by setting these boundaries, you're not only protecting yourself, but fostering a healthier, more balanced dynamic in the relationship. Don't let the weight of her emotional needs overshadow your own. It's crucial to be honest, not just with yourself, but with her. Have the courage to suggest professional help and encourage her to take control of her mental health journey. This act of self-care and setting boundaries will lead to a relationship built on mutual respect, clarity, and true partnership. When you protect your own mental health, you contribute to the long-term success and strength of the relationship. Your role is to uplift and stand by her, but you must never be the one to carry her emotional struggles. Remember, your peace of mind matters. If this message spoke to your heart today, leave a comment about faith. I am a high-value man. Number 7, being too sensitive. If she ever tells you, "Oh, you're being too sensitive," be wary, because that statement is often more than just a casual remark. It could be a sign of something much deeper. It's not just about your sensitivity, it's about respect and understanding in your relationship. Imagine this. You're opening up, sharing your vulnerabilities or expressing your hurt over something that matters to you, and instead of being met with empathy, you're dismissed with that line. It's disheartening and can make you feel like your emotions don't matter. The issue is not that you're too sensitive, but that you're in a relationship with someone who might lack the maturity to acknowledge your feelings or, worse, finds amusement in belittling them. This pattern, where your partner minimizes your emotional experiences, is more than just a harmless comment. It becomes an emotional burden. When someone you trust uses your vulnerability against you, treating your pain as a joke or ignoring it as inconsequential, it's not healthy. The argument that you should just roll with the punches may sound like a call for emotional strength, but there's a fine line between humor and cruelty, especially when it comes from someone who should be your biggest supporter. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." In relationships, how you respond to these dismissals is crucial, but it's equally important that your partner recognizes your emotions in the first place. Being in a relationship where your feelings are disregarded or trivialized can slowly erode your self-esteem. It's easy to get caught in a toxic cycle where you feel pressured to tolerate behavior that chips away at your emotional well-being. Insults disguised as jokes or comparisons to others can make you feel insignificant, and that's when it's time to step back and reevaluate. You deserve a partner who respects you, not one who dismisses your pain with a careless remark. Surrounding yourself with people who genuinely care about your growth is vital for both emotional resilience and happiness. You shouldn't have to prove your worth or your emotional sensitivity in any relationship. Boundaries are essential, and it's okay to expect kindness and empathy, especially from someone who claims to love you. Relationships should be a foundation for support, understanding, and mutual respect, not a battlefield for your emotions. When you recognize toxic behavior, don't be afraid to stand up for yourself, because your well-being should always come first. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us, or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on more insights like this. And hey, if you have any thoughts, feedback, or want to discuss anything about the content, drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Remember, the wisdom of Stoicism can transform your mindset and relationships, but it's up to you to apply it. So, until next time, stay strong, stay focused, and remember, a true Stoic never settles for less than respect and strength. Take care. 7 reasons why they came back after you've gave them distance. Modern Stoic. Sometimes walking away is the only way to show them what they had when they had you. Unknown. Have you ever felt like you were treated like a spare tire? Like no matter what, you were always there, ready to answer their calls, show up when they needed something, or be available whenever it was convenient for them. They knew you'd be around. You were dependable, but instead of appreciating that, they started to take you for granted. You weren't treated like a priority. You were placed on the shelf, like a backup plan they could return to at their leisure. That's when the wisdom of the Stoic within you began to stir. You didn't lash out. You didn't beg for attention. You simply did something most men struggle with. You stepped back. You gave them space. You reclaimed your silence. And that silence spoke louder than any words ever could. Suddenly, they noticed your absence. They started texting, reaching out, wanting the very presence they once took for granted. Why did they come back? Not because you played games, but because you stopped playing their game. You remembered who you are. You moved with dignity. And in doing so, you triggered something ancient and powerful, a law of human nature that Stoicism has always known. People only value what they feel they can lose. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 Stoic truths that explain why pulling back caused them to come running. These aren't psychological tricks. They're rooted in inner mastery, emotional discipline, and the kind of quiet strength that makes a man unforgettable. It's time to learn not just why they returned, but how you can remain grounded, whether they stay or not. Let's begin. Reason 1. The shock of your growth. There's a silent power that erupts when a man finally chooses to stop explaining himself and instead lets his transformation speak. For years, they knew you as the dependable one, the man who always checked in first, who held the emotional glue together, who kept the rhythm of the relationship steady. But what happens when that man chooses to go quiet, not in bitterness, but in power? That's when the world around him begins to tremble. You see, people get comfortable placing you into a box that fits their narrative. It's easier to manage a man when he's predictable. But when you take a step back and choose not to beg for attention or prove your worth, you disrupt that narrative. You start waking up early, not just for work, but for discipline. You're lifting iron not just for a better body, but for a sharper mind. You dive into books, explore silence through meditation, and invest time with people who elevate your spirit. Without uttering a word, your very existence becomes loud. And that's when they come back. The ones who left, who ignored you, who once held the upper hand, they return. Not because they suddenly love deeper, but because your absence forced them to sit with their own emptiness. It's often said, your silence is a sentence they weren't ready to read. And that's exactly what happens. Your growth becomes a mirror to their stagnation. Epictetus once said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That's the heart of Stoic evolution. You stop performing and start becoming. And in doing so, you become dangerously attractive. Not because of manipulation, but because true self-respect radiates. When they start lurking your stories, sending "Hey stranger" texts, or checking in with mutual friends, understand, it's not always love calling back. Sometimes it's fear. Sometimes it's the regret of realizing they misjudged your value. Marcus Aurelius nailed it when he said, waste no more time arguing what a good man should be one. Let your actions become the sermon. Let your new discipline, your stillness, your elevated life speak for itself. And most importantly, don't mistake their return for a reward. Often, they miss the version of you they could mold, not the one who broke the mold. Real life advice? Keep building. Don't open that door out of nostalgia. Open it only if the person on the other side respects the man you've become, not the man they remember. Growth is the ultimate flex, but only if you protect it. Reason 2. The magnetic pull of self-sufficiency. Let's take a deeper look into one of the most powerful and misunderstood traits a man can ever develop: self-sufficiency. In today's chaotic world, where desperation is often disguised as connection and constant validation is mistaken for love, the man who stands calm in his own presence is like a lighthouse in the storm. He doesn't beg to be noticed. He doesn't chase applause. He simply is. And that quiet power speaks volumes. You see, when you gave her distance, you did something most men can't. You stepped back without crumbling. You pulled your energy inward instead of pouring it out. That, my friend, is where the shift begins. Self-sufficiency isn't coldness, and it's not arrogance. It's strength forged in solitude, the kind the Stoics mastered centuries ago. Marcus Aurelius didn't seek approval, he sought alignment with truth. Epictetus didn't cling to outcomes, he clung to character. And that's what you're doing now, building a life that doesn't hinge on someone else's recognition of your worth. At first, she may have expected your retreat to be temporary. She thought you'd reach back out, offer explanations, maybe even plead for clarity. But what she encountered instead was a man who radiates calm, a man who doesn't flinch in the face of silence. That subtle stillness, it unsettles her. Not because it's aggressive, but because it's unfamiliar. You're no longer the man she could predict. You're not the man who needs her presence to validate his own. And that's where the gravity begins to pull. When a man stops outsourcing his joy, when he becomes emotionally self-reliant, something mysterious happens, he becomes rare. And in a world flooded with people who can't sit alone in their own thoughts, rarity becomes irresistible. It's like walking into a room and spotting the one person who doesn't need to prove a thing. He's not trying to dominate the room, yet somehow the room bends around him. This is the magnetic pull of self-sufficiency. It changes your entire energy. You're no longer available in the same way. Not out of spite, but out of growth. And the moment she realizes that the man she once knew has evolved into someone she no longer controls, her curiosity gets sparked. What happened to him becomes, why can't I stop thinking about him? And what started as distance becomes the doorway to desire. Especially for you, a man between 35 and 70. This is your edge in the modern world. Life has taught you enough lessons, now it's time to embody them. The modern Stoic man doesn't chase, he aligns. He doesn't panic, he pauses. And in that pause, something extraordinary happens. They start coming back, but they're not coming back to the man you used to be. They're drawn to the man you've become. A man of depth, a man of discipline, a man who, by no longer needing her, becomes exactly what she needs. Comment below to lock this into your mindset. I am the calm power that attracts, not the noise that chases. Let's build this brotherhood of high-value men, one truth at a time. Reason 3. They came back because your confidence became their insecurity. They didn't expect you to rise, not like this. They were used to the old you, the man who hesitated, who questioned himself before every step, who bent his identity to their approval like a leaf in the wind. But then, you vanished. Not physically, but emotionally. You gave them distance. You gave yourself time. And what came out of that silence was something they never anticipated. Power, confidence, a calm, unshakable presence that no longer begged to be seen, but demanded to be respected. Suddenly, the tables turned, and they couldn't look away, because your glow made them question their own dimness. How did he become this man? They ask. How did I miss this strength in him? Like Marcus Aurelius once said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. And that's exactly what you did. You didn't fight. You didn't chase. You evolved. And that evolution disrupted their comfort. You see, confidence is a mirror, and when they looked into it, they didn't see their reflection. They saw a version of you they never thought could exist. They saw clarity where there was once confusion. They saw decisiveness where there was once hesitation. And most of all, they saw a man who no longer needed them to feel complete. That's threatening, not because you hurt them, but because you no longer needed their validation to feel valuable. That realization stings, because when people feel superior, they like the imbalance. They like being the one in control. But your distance broke that chain. You stopped feeding their ego. You stopped playing the role of the one who needed saving. And in that silence, you saved yourself. Let's be clear. They didn't come back out of love. They came back out of confusion, curiosity, and maybe even fear. Fear of being left behind. Fear of realizing they underestimated you. Fear that someone else might see in you what they were blind to all along. That's the power of transformation. That's what Stoics knew centuries ago. True power is quiet, steady, unshaken. When you no longer react, you dominate. When you no longer seek approval, you rise above it. This is your moment to own that growth. Don't step back into your old self just because they returned. Make them earn their place in your new chapter, if they even deserve to be there. So, if you're feeling this message deep in your soul, drop a comment below saying, I don't chase, I evolve. Like this video if you're done begging for validation. Subscribe if you're building that unstoppable confidence. Your comeback isn't for them, it's for you. Reason 4. The realization of what they've lost. The realization of what they've lost, this is where the tide turns. Not because you chased, begged, or explained yourself, but because you stepped back with power and intention. Modern Stoic men understand one brutal truth. People don't treasure what's always available. Your presence, your reliability, your unwavering support. It became background noise in their life, something they assumed would never fade. They mistook your strength for predictability. But the moment you withdrew, the silence you left behind hit them like a storm. That silence spoke. It reminded them that something steady had suddenly gone still. And it is in that quiet void that they finally saw what they had taken for granted. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions about them." You see, they never thought they'd lose you. They thought you were permanent. So when you stopped showing up, they didn't panic right away. They assumed you'd come back. They underestimated the calm certainty of a man who's done explaining himself. But then days passed, and your absence lingered like a shadow over their world. They felt the missing warmth of your energy, the peace you brought into their chaos, the security you once offered without asking for anything in return. Marcus Aurelius commanded, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And that's exactly what you did. You became the kind of man who doesn't beg to be seen, but walks away to be respected. That's not weakness. That's dominance through restraint. That's leadership over emotion. And now they remember. Every moment, every laugh, every little thing they overlooked is now amplified in their memory. that void you left? It became a mirror, and in that mirror they saw the cracks in themselves, not in you. They're not coming back because they feel guilty. They're coming back because they finally see your worth, and it terrifies them to realize they might have lost someone irreplaceable. This isn't just a relationship lesson. This is a life strategy. In modern life, in business, in love, in every negotiation, distance creates value. Never be afraid to step back. Let absence work for you. Your silence is a message. Your retreat is your most powerful move. So here's your challenge. Live by your standards, not their treatment. Pull back, not to punish, but to protect your peace. And when they come back, don't just take them at their word. Measure their change. If you've ever stepped back and watched someone finally realize what you meant to them, comment below. My silence is my power. Like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to remember the strength of walking away. Because sometimes the loudest statement you can make is saying nothing at all. Reason 5. The intrigue of unpredictability. Unpredictability is one of the oldest and most potent tools of influence in any relationship, especially when it comes to navigating emotional dynamics as a mature man grounded in Stoic wisdom. In modern life, where everything moves fast and attention is fragmented, predictability often becomes invisible. When someone knows your next move before you make it, when you're always the one to reach out, to initiate plans, to be the steady presence, they stop seeing you as someone to invest in and start seeing you as background noise. The effort dies. The excitement fades. Like a song played too many times, you become familiar. And familiarity without effort breeds complacency. But when you begin to embrace unpredictability, when you stop being so easy to read or access, you trigger something ancient in the human psyche: curiosity. And curiosity is the spark that reignites attention, desire, and interest. Think of it like this. You were the one who always texted first, always called at the same time, always made the effort to maintain the connection. At first, this may have made the other person feel valued, but over time they began to expect it. They knew exactly what you'd say, when you'd say it, and how you'd act. They didn't have to think about you anymore because you were always there. Reliable, predictable, and sadly, easy to take for granted. Now imagine that suddenly changes. You stop texting first. You don't respond immediately. You're no longer bending your schedule to accommodate theirs. Instead, you're focused on your own growth, your routine, your purpose. You've started living for yourself. And that shift is what changes everything. They begin to wonder, why isn't he reacting like before? Is he losing interest? Is he seeing someone else? Did I lose my influence over him? These thoughts, born out of uncertainty, pull them back in, and not out of manipulation, but because mystery is magnetic. There's a psychological truth at play here. People are drawn to puzzles, to things they can't easily categorize or control. When you become a man who no longer broadcasts every thought or emotion, who moves with purpose rather than need, you become a challenge again, a puzzle worth solving. And in today's world, where oversharing is the norm, mystery becomes a form of power. A man who isn't always available, who doesn't need to explain his every action, commands respect. You're not ignoring them to play games, you're simply moving with intent. You've detached from the need for validation, and ironically, that's what makes others chase it. So remember, Stoicism teaches us to master our inner world, not control others, by becoming less predictable. Not by pretending or playing games, but by choosing yourself and living authentically, you shift the dynamic. You reclaim your value not by demanding it, but by embodying it. The result? They come back not because you chased, but because your absence echoed louder than your presence ever did. And that, my friend, is the quiet power of the Stoic man who understands that unpredictability is not about confusion, it's about control, purpose, and self-respect. Reason 6. The desire to be part of your new journey. When you finally give someone distance and turn your focus inward toward your own evolution, something powerful ignites. You begin to rise. You invest in your mind, your craft, your health, your purpose. You cut through distractions, Walk taller, think sharper. Maybe it's a new hobby, a promotion, or simply the energy of a man who's reconnected with his core. Whatever it is, your growth becomes undeniable. You radiate confidence. You're moving forward without needing their presence, and that is what stirs them. It's not love they're feeling. It's the fear of being left behind. It's the sting of watching you become the man they once underestimated. You see, growth is louder than words. Your silence is louder than begging. And your progress is the most undeniable proof that you were never the problem. As Marcus Aurelius once said, the best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury. That's Stoicism. That's real power. And when they come back, because they always come back, it's not just nostalgia. It's a regret. It's a curiosity. It's FOMO. They sensed your peace, your strength, and deep down, they know they lost access to a man who found himself. But here's the truth. Not everyone deserves access to the man you've become. You gave them a seat at your table once. They wasted it. Now you serve only those who bring peace, not chaos. Let them chase your shadow while you walk in the light. Be decisive. Be relentless. Be stoic. And if this message hit you right in the gut, don't just scroll. Leave a comment below saying, I choose growth over chaos. Then hit like, subscribe, and keep sharpening your mind with us. You're not who you were, and that's your power. Reason 7. The fear of losing you to someone else. Fear is a powerful motivator, especially the fear of losing something that once felt secure. It's ancient, instinctual, and often overrides reason. When you gave her distance, when you stopped showing up, stopped reaching out, and started focusing on your own path, something profound happened. You didn't just disappear, you disrupted her comfort. You see, most people don't truly value what they have until the silence replaces the noise. And when that silence stretches long enough, it starts whispering truths they weren't ready to face. She begins to imagine someone else standing where she used to stand, someone else hearing your laughter, someone else receiving your loyalty, your time, your quiet strength. That image hits hard. It's not just that she misses you, it's that she fears someone else will find gold in the mine she abandoned. That fear awakens something deeper than longing. It strikes the ego. As the Stoic Marcus Aurelius once reflected, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. And that's what you did. You didn't beg. You didn't plead. You let the silence work. You used the distance not to punish her, but to build yourself. Your strength became a mirror, not a weapon, but a reflection of her loss. And in that reflection, she saw what she had and what she might never get back. You see, in modern Stoicism, we understand that letting go is not weakness, it is control. You weren't waiting in the shadows for her return. You were evolving. Your presence became scarce, and in scarcity, value rises. Real men don't chase, they choose, and they walk away when respect isn't mutual. Your stillness, your absence, your calm was louder than any words. And suddenly, she came back, not because you called, but because she feared the image of another woman standing next to a man who had quietly become everything she once overlooked. The Stoic truth is this: peace, boundaries, and emotional control attract far more than chaos ever could. So if you've lived this, if you've walked away, stayed silent, and watched someone return the moment you stood tall, share it. Your story isn't just your own. It's a map for another man still wandering through emotional confusion. And hey, thanks for sticking with me until the end. Let me leave you with this. Giving someone distance isn't a weakness. It's not cold, it's clear. You're not chasing validation. You're standing in your truth. You're not playing games, you're protecting your peace. That's real power. That's real confidence. That's Stoicism in motion. So here's my honest advice to you. Don't just wait around hoping someone will come back. Focus on becoming the kind of person who doesn't need to chase or convince anyone. Let your strength speak louder than your words, because when you hold your ground with calm and clarity, people notice. And more importantly, you notice. You feel proud of who you've become. I truly appreciate you being here. If something I said spoke to you, drop a comment below and share where you're at in your journey. I'd really love to hear it. Until next time, stay wise, stay grounded, and always put your peace first. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. 9 things man should not do with women. Stoicism, modern Stoic. Love is a fire, but whether it is going to warm your hearth or burn down your house, you can never tell. Joan Crawford. As men, we often go the extra mile for those we deeply care about. We give, we protect, we endure, not out of weakness, but out of love. Yet far too often, our loyalty is taken for granted. Some women appear kind and affectionate when they need something from us, only to disappear once their needs are met, like shadows fading at dawn. So the question arises, how do we reclaim our strength and maintain our dignity without becoming cold or bitter? Today, we're diving into 9 essential things a man must never do with women. Timeless truths inspired by Stoic wisdom, designed to help modern men rise above emotional traps and reclaim their inner power. This isn't about playing games. It's about living with purpose, setting firm boundaries, and cultivating respect, both from others and within ourselves. So if you've ever felt drained, used, or confused in your relationships, pull up a chair. This conversation could change everything. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss these deep dives into strength, clarity, and Stoic mastery. Let's begin. Number 1. Don't reshape your life to fit others. Imagine you're handed a puzzle, one where every piece is bent, chipped, or doesn't belong, and you're told to make it complete. You try again and again, forcing pieces that just won't lock into place. That's what it's like when a man reshapes his life to match someone else's expectations. You feel that nagging tension, that quiet frustration in your chest, like something vital is slipping through your fingers. The Stoic philosopher Seneca once wrote, "Everywhere means nowhere." When you scatter your energy trying to please the world, women, friends, family, society, you end up lost, a stranger to yourself, directionless in a sea of opinions that don't belong to you. A modern man grounded in Stoicism understands this. Your life is your own terrain, and you are the only one qualified to map it. If a woman cannot appreciate your truth as it stands, then perhaps she was never meant to walk beside you on this path. You were not made to shrink yourself to fit someone's comfort zone. Stand tall like a pine that grows unwavering through storms, not a vine that bends to wrap around the nearest pole. In relationships, men often give up their routines, their passions, even their core values to avoid conflict or to appear more desirable. But this is a trade that leads to self-betrayal, not love. And here's the irony. The more you lose yourself for someone, the less attractive you become in their eyes. Women admire strength, direction, and purpose, not passivity or people-pleasing. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." That means knowing your principles and having the courage to live them, even if it means walking alone. Think about real life. How many men abandon their gym habits, their spiritual practices, or their business ambitions to fit into a relationship mold that doesn't serve them? Then years go by, and regret settles in. Don't let that be your story. Your life isn't a costume party where you dress up to make others happy. It's a journey of truth. So hold fast to your essence. Build a life that reflects your values, not someone else's vision of who you should be. And when you do, you don't just gain respect, you become unstoppable. Number 2. Don't ruin your life by being too obsessed with someone. Don't let your life revolve solely around others, like a satellite stuck in orbit. It's tempting, especially when you're deeply attracted to a woman, to let your thoughts, time, and energy be consumed by her, by what she thinks, wants, or needs. But this obsessive devotion comes at a dangerous cost. You begin to lose the essence of who you are. You forget your values, your path, and the fire that once fueled your ambitions. Like a satellite endlessly circling a planet, you become dependent on their gravity to define your place. This is not love. It's emotional servitude disguised as devotion. And as Marcus Aurelius wisely stated, nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. Your soul, your mind, your center, should be where you find peace, not in the unpredictable tides of someone else's moods or validation. A modern Stoic man understands that attachment without boundaries is a threat to his identity. When you're too entangled in a woman's world, you stop living your own. You begin making compromises that chip away at your dignity. You abandon your passions, your health, your friendships, all to win approval or affection that may never even be fully yours. You see, in this modern life of social media and constant distraction, it's easy to forget your center. You see couples posting curated love stories, and you think that to be valuable, you must lose yourself in someone else. But that's not what real connection is. Real connection begins when both people are whole, not when one sacrifices everything to become the background in someone else's life. So here's the advice that will make you stronger and unshakable. Reclaim your time, energy, and purpose. Don't cancel your gym session, your business meeting, or your solitude just because she called. Don't rearrange your life around hers as if she is the sun, and you are just a speck in her orbit. You are not a supporting actor in her drama. You are the lead in your own film. A high-value man leads with presence, purpose, and poise. He loves, but never at the cost of self-respect. He gives, but not so much that he runs empty. And most importantly, he understands that being alone is not loneliness. It is power. That solitude Marcus Aurelius spoke of is where strength is forged. When you prioritize your own mission, you become magnetic. You become the man she admires, not the man she takes for granted. Let this be your reminder. Never let anyone become your reason for forgetting yourself. A woman may inspire you, but she should never consume you. Walk your path with clarity. Love, but don't obsess. Give, but don't lose yourself. Because in the end, the most attractive man is the one who stands firm in his purpose, no matter who walks beside him or who walks away. If you found value in this message, like the video, share it with a brother who needs this truth. And don't forget to subscribe for more Stoic wisdom on modern relationships and masculine strength. Comment to remember, I will never lose myself for anyone. Number 3. Don't let anything harm your mental health or happiness. Listen carefully. A man who gives away his peace to make a woman happy is not noble, he is lost. Prioritizing her feelings over your mental strength is like handing over your shield in battle and expecting to survive. You think you're being loving, supportive, a good man, but you're slowly bleeding power. Your happiness isn't a currency to be traded. It's the foundation of everything you are. When you let her problems consume you, when you bend yourself to please her every mood, you don't win her heart. You lose your soul. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That's the essence of Stoicism. Control your mind. Guard your joy. If you keep giving pieces of yourself away to someone who doesn't guard them with the same reverence, you will eventually become a hollow version of the man you were born to be. Don't mistake sacrifice for love. Don't confuse suffering for loyalty. A real man draws a hard line, this far and no further. Your peace is sacred. Your sanity is non-negotiable. That doesn't mean you lack empathy. It means you lead with strength, not neediness. You can't save a drowning woman if she's pulling you under too. Instead, stand firm. Protect your center. Be unshakable. The modern world will test you. Women will test you. But a Stoic man does not flinch. He does not chase approval. He builds an empire within his soul and lets the world orbit around it. This is how you become the kind of man she respects, not just desires. This is how you reclaim your throne. Remember, You are not a background character in her story. You are the main character in yours. So lead like it, walk like it, live like it. Your mental health is your kingdom, guard it like a lion. And if you're ready to be the man who chooses strength over sacrifice, drop a comment below and declare, "My peace is my power." Like, comment and subscribe if this hit your core, because we're just getting started. Number 4. Don't push friends or family away for someone else. In your journey as a man, especially one seeking to live by the strength and clarity of Stoic wisdom, there is one mistake that can cost you more than you realize: neglecting or pushing away the people who have been your backbone, just because you've become captivated by a woman. It might start subtly. You skip a guy's night out, you forget to return a call from your brother, or you cancel a visit to your parents, all to make room for someone new in your life. But slowly, you're sawing off the very branches of the tree that's held you up during the storms of life. Your friends, your family, these are not just people in the background. They are your roots. They are the ones who saw you before you were polished, before you had titles or status or someone special giving you attention. And if you cut them off, you're not just trimming excess, you're weakening the entire structure that supports you when times get tough. Plato's timeless words ring loudly here. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. That includes both the people you push away and the ones you let in. Real Stoicism teaches us not to be swayed by emotional impulses, not to burn bridges in pursuit of fleeting passion, and not to forget who we are in the eyes of those who know our soul best. A woman who genuinely respects you will not ask you to discard your tribe. She will admire your loyalty and the deep bonds you maintain. Because a man who forgets his foundation for love is like a captain who throws his compass overboard during a storm. He loses all sense of direction. Take the initiative, reach out to those you've neglected, call your old friend, sit down with your father, text your sister, let them know they still matter. Their presence in your life is not a burden, but a blessing, a reminder of your history, your growth, and your strength. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Never esteem anything as of advantage to you that will make you break your word or lose your self-respect." That includes abandoning those who stood by you when no one else did. Your relationships with friends and family are the mirror of your character. Don't shatter that mirror chasing a reflection. Remember, a high-value man does not trade lasting bonds for temporary excitement. He honors his roots while moving forward. If this message spoke to your heart today, leave a comment about faith. I am a high-value man. Number 5, don't invest too much time in them. Don't pour all your precious time into someone else's bottomless well of need. It's like tossing your most valuable asset into a dark abyss. Time is not something you can earn back once it's spent. When you pour excessive time into a woman who continuously demands more without reciprocation, you're not being generous, you're being drained. Imagine standing at the edge of a deep well, casting your golden hours into its darkness, hoping for something in return, but nothing comes back. That's what it's like when a man gives all of himself without limit. The Stoic philosopher Seneca put it best. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. And what greater waste is there than giving the best parts of your life, your attention, your presence, your energy, to someone who sees it as expected rather than earned? In today's world, where distractions are endless and people often confuse access with entitlement, a modern Stoic man must become even more intentional. Your time is your most sacred currency. Would you give your life savings to someone who doesn't manage it wisely? Then why give your time to someone who doesn't see its value? This doesn't mean becoming cold or withholding. It means recognizing your worth. A high-value man lives with purpose. He directs his time into pursuits that build him, his health, his mission, his craft. He invests in relationships that uplift rather than consume him. He does not allow guilt, flattery, or emotional manipulation to dictate his schedule. Instead of making her your entire world, make her a part of a meaningful world you've built for yourself. That balance is where true power lives. A man rooted in Stoic discipline understands that love without boundaries leads to burnout. Time without structure invites chaos. The woman who truly respects you will not ask for your entire life. She will value the parts of it you choose to share with her. So reclaim your hours. Pour them into books, challenges, solitude, and purpose. Let her witness your discipline and be inspired by it. Because when you own your time, you also own your peace, your direction, and ultimately your destiny. Number 6. Don't reveal everything about your past, especially the tough times. Revealing your entire past to someone is like unfolding every hidden aspect and challenge you've encountered. Your past, especially the pain, the failures, the nights you cried alone, is not a public exhibit. It's your private crucible. It's what shaped your inner strength, your silent discipline, your quiet ability to endure when the world was against you. And now, in this world that glorifies oversharing and emotional vulnerability, you must stand apart. You must guard your story like a vault. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." And part of being a good man, a wise man, is knowing what to keep for yourself. Telling a woman every single detail of your broken past may feel honest in the moment, but it strips you of your masculine mystery. You give away too much, too fast, and once you do, you can't take it back. In today's world, people romanticize vulnerability, but often misuse it. Some will listen with compassion, but others will quietly judge you, or worse, use your weakness against you when things go wrong. You become emotionally exposed. And when you're exposed, you're easy to hurt, easy to manipulate, easy to control. Real power comes from selective truth. Tell her what's necessary, but never the whole story. Let her wonder. Let her feel that you've been through something, but never quite know what it was. That's how you hold the frame. That's how you maintain control. Your life is not an open book. It's a finely written novel, and you decide which chapters are revealed. A man who maintains mystery commands attention. He inspires respect. He doesn't chase validation by dumping his past on the table. He owns it quietly, letting his actions show his strength. This is how high-value men operate. In business, in relationships, in life, what is rare is respected. What is reserved is powerful. What is mysterious is magnetic. Don't reveal your hand. Don't let her decode your every emotion, every memory, every mistake. Let her feel the weight of your silence, the gravity of what you choose not to say. That's where true dominance lies. That's how legends move. And if this resonates with you, drop it in the comments right now. My silence is my power. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. And remember, not everyone deserves to know your story, but the man who learns when to speak and when to stay silent, that man owns the room. That man never loses. Number 7. Don't agree. Simply to satisfy them. There comes a point in every man's life when he must confront a difficult truth. Agreeing with a woman just to avoid conflict is not an act of kindness. It is an act of self-betrayal. It chips away at your identity, silences your authentic voice, and leads you down a path of quiet resentment. Imagine this: your passions, your purpose, your peace being traded away piece by piece just to keep someone else comfortable. It's like surrendering your favorite trail for a path you've never enjoyed walking, simply because someone else prefers it. As the Stoic emperor Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." And what quality of thought exists in a man who constantly bends his will, not out of wisdom, but fear of rejection? None worth holding. The modern Stoic understands that integrity is the compass of masculinity. Saying no when it's necessary is not harsh. It's clarity. It's strength. It's choosing long-term self-respect over short-term harmony. Life is not a stage where you are meant to act out scenes that win applause from others. You are not here to be agreeable, predictable, or easily swayed. You are here to be authentic, to be grounded, to be the mountain, not the leaf that blows wherever the wind takes it. Seneca, another great Stoic, said, "If you don't know what port you're sailing to, no wind is favourable." The same goes for relationships. If you constantly yield to avoid waves, you'll never reach your destination. Men who live to appease lose themselves, one silent nod at a time. Real life offers countless examples of this, from the husband who gave up his dreams to avoid arguments, to the man who stopped speaking his mind to preserve peace, only to discover that peace built on silence is just a slow burn of regret. So, my brother, the next time you feel that inner conflict stirring, pause. Ask yourself, am I doing this because I truly want to, or because I'm afraid not to? Choose truth. Choose yourself. That's where your power lives. And if that truth means disappointing someone else, so be it, because the man who lives in truth may lose others, but he'll never lose himself. Now I want to hear from you. Have you ever found yourself agreeing just to avoid tension? How did it affect your peace of mind? Drop your story in the comments. Someone out there may need your wisdom today. And if you find today's content very interesting, please give me a word of encouragement by commenting "very interesting" in the comments section. That is a huge motivation for us. Thank you. Number 8. Don't be controlled by the fear of solitude. A modern man, grounded in Stoic principles, must never allow the fear of being alone to steer his choices, especially in relationships. When a man makes decisions from a place of fear, particularly the fear of solitude, it's as if he's navigating through a storm without a compass, stumbling blindly with no direction or clarity. Fear is not a compass, it's a fog. And when that fear creeps into your mind, whispering that you'll never find another, that you'll be alone forever, it becomes dangerously easy to settle for less than you deserve. But solitude, when embraced rightly, is not a prison. It is a forge. In this sacred space, you refine who you are, away from noise, away from the crowd, and away from false attachments. Remember Aristotle's timeless wisdom. Knowing yourself is the beginning of all wisdom. That begins not in the company of others, but in the quiet corners of your own mind. Instead of fearing solitude, turn it into your training ground. Spend real intentional time with yourself, not scrolling, not distracting, but truly sitting with your thoughts, dreams, and reflections. Walk alone, eat alone, think deeply. Learn to enjoy your own presence so much that anyone else becomes a beautiful addition, not a desperate necessity. In this world of constant connectivity, solitude is now a superpower. Most people run from it. Few master it. And it's those few, those rare, grounded, self-possessed men who draw others toward them effortlessly. Why? Because when you no longer need someone to complete you, you radiate strength, peace, and authenticity. You become a man who chooses a partner not because you're afraid of being alone, but because you've built a life so rich that sharing it becomes the next natural step. Modern life pressures men to always be in a relationship, to define their value by who they're with. But the Stoic man knows his value is internal, rooted in virtue and character, not external validation. The fear of solitude is a lie that leads to dependency, but choosing solitude, especially when it's uncomfortable, is a declaration of personal power. So resist that urge to run into the arms of someone just to feel less alone. Instead, build a life that is so full, so meaningful, that solitude becomes a sanctuary, not a sentence. In doing so, you become unshakable, and the relationships you attract will be deeper, truer, and born from strength, not scarcity. Number 9. Don't forget to celebrate even small wins. Listen closely, because this is not just advice, it's a commandment for every man who walks the path of mastery. In the chaos of modern life, where deadlines roar, demands pull you in 1,000 directions, and society teaches you to be everything for everyone but nothing for yourself, there's one powerful truth you must not forget. You must celebrate your wins, even the smallest ones, especially the smallest ones. Why? Because each win, each silent battle you overcome when no one is watching, is evidence that you are still standing. that you are still moving, that you are not broken. Modern Stoicism isn't about emotionless endurance, it's about powerful internal recognition. It's about owning your path. Epictetus once warned us, never depend on the admiration of others. Why? Because applause fades, but your own inner fire must never go out. You don't need a crowd to clap when you rise at 5 a.m., when you resist temptation, when you keep your word to yourself. You clap, you mark it. You honor the warrior within. Every win is a brick, brick by brick. You're building a fortress no one can shake. Most men chase grand moments, waiting for the one big win that will finally make them feel worthy. But the Stoic man, he knows the truth. Worthiness is earned daily, through discipline, through struggle, through small steps taken with unwavering intention. Don't just survive your days, own them, dominate them. When you finish that hard conversation, that workout, that disciplined decision, mark it. Say to yourself, I did that. That was me. Because if you ignore your progress, your spirit starts to rot. If you don't acknowledge your wins, you begin to forget your power. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength isn't found in the spotlight. It's forged in the quiet victories. Let every win, no matter how silent, be your war cry. Let it remind you of who you are. You are not invisible. You are not average. You are not lost. You are on a path, and you are winning." Now here's your challenge. Drop a comment right now that says, "Every win counts." Remind yourself. Declare it. Make this moment one of those wins. And if you feel the fire in your soul rising, like this video, subscribe for more unshakable wisdom and share it with a brother who's forgotten how far he's come. Don't let another day go by waiting for someone else to validate your journey. Validate yourself, celebrate yourself, and never, never stop marching forward. And that's a wrap on the 9 things a man should never do with women, especially if you're walking the path of a modern Stoic. If this video gave you value or a fresh perspective, do me a favor, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and make sure to subscribe so you never miss out on more Stoic wisdom for your journey. Got thoughts, questions, or a different point of view? Drop it in the comments below. I read every one of them, and I respect every man who's willing to grow and have real conversations. This channel is for you. Strong men, wise minds, clear hearts. Stay grounded, stay sharp, and remember, your calm is your power. See you in the next one.